Some people think that thatch looks like dead grass in the lawn, but for those people who know what they're talking about, that's simply not the case. If you look at your soil profile by digging into the ground with a shovel or by pulling a plug, you'll clearly see a layer of thatch that exists between the soil and the actual foliar leaf canopy on top. This little spot in the middle is the thatch. Now for bunch type grasses like rye or fescue, this layer in between is actually going to be quite thin, and it's not usually thatch at all. It's usually just dead grass that hasn't assimilated back into the soil. But for rhizomatic and stoloniferous grass types like Kentucky bluegrass or any of the warm season grasses for that matter, this layer can get quite thick, and it kind of has this little woody fibrous texture to it. Now it's common for grass to grow roots and rhizomes and stolons and whatnot and shed them throughout the season, kind of in this cycle. Now as stolons and rhizomes die off, and even grass roots to that extent die off, they sit in the soil waiting to be broken down by soil microbes. While they're waiting for that decay to happen, new roots, new rhizomes, new stolons are continually growing and replacing what died off. Over time, that dead material, if it's not breaking down into the soil quickly enough, it starts accumulating into that thatch layer, making it thicker and thicker and thicker. Now, if you're following good cultural practices like mowing and watering and whatnot, that thatch layer is never going to get too thick. However, in many cases, usually on accident, that thatch layer starts to accumulate, and it's going to manifest itself into this kind of thick, spongy, bouncy mat. The thicker it gets, the spongier and bouncier it feels. That sounds pretty nice for a lawn. It seems pretty comfortable to the foot. But the problem is it's very unhealthy for the lawn itself, especially if that gets worse and worse and persists for a long period of time. Now, if you only have dead grass, it's a very simple, thin layer of just grass and debris on the surface of your soil, then that's not that big of a deal. But if you actually have real thatch and it's starting to get too thick, you really need to take some steps now to stop the problem before it gets out of hand. The thing is, a little bit of thatch is healthy and it's normal, it's expected. But a lot of thatch is not healthy. Make sure to watch this video up here for my recommended course of action treatment plan to fix the thatch problem that you may have in your yard. The thing is, it will probably take a season or two to fully remedy a bad thatch problem, but it's probably a lot less effort than you already put into your yard in the first place.